where we explore the untold stories and boldest controversies in entertainment history. Today, we're revisiting a television moment that rattled the industry and pushed the boundaries of what could be shown on Primetime. This wasn't just any episode, it was a turning point in the legacy of one of America's most daring sitcoms. We're talking about All in the Family, a show that didn't just aim to entertain, but sought to confront uncomfortable truths in American society. And in 1972, one particular episode became so controversial that CBS pulled it off the air, sparking debate that still lingers to this day. All in the Family wasn't your typical sitcom. Created by Norman Lear, the show was revolutionary in the way it tackled serious social issues with humor and brutal honesty. At its center was Archie Bunker, played by Carroll O'Connor, a loud, stubborn, and bigoted working-class man whose outdated views often clashed with a rapidly changing America. Archie's ignorance wasn't celebrated, it was the subject of sharp satire. The show used his character to highlight the tensions surrounding race, gender, politics, and war at a time when most television avoided those subjects entirely. It was both hilarious and uncomfortable, a mirror held up to the American living room, but not every episode landed smoothly. In February 1972, All in the Family aired an episode titled The Elevator Story that tested just how far network television could go. The plot was simple on the surface. Archie gets stuck in an elevator, but the passengers sharing the cramped space with him weren't there just for laughs. They included a heavily pregnant black woman, her white husband, and an elderly man. What followed was an intense, tightly written script that forced Archie and the viewers to confront his most deep-seated prejudices in a very confined, inescapable setting. The episode pulled no punches. Using raw, sometimes jarring dialogue, it exposed the ugly truth of Archie's racism, not with over-the-top dramatics, but through uncomfortable, satirical realism. It was clear that the writers intended to challenge racism by using Archie's ignorance as a foil, but while that might have been the intention, the impact was divisive. The language used in the episode, especially some of the racial slurs, struck a nerve with audiences. Some saw it as bold and necessary commentary. Others viewed it as offensive and inappropriate. Regardless of context, the backlash was swift. Viewers were sharply divided. While many praised the show for its honesty and courage, conservative groups and some sponsors were outraged. CBS, already feeling pressure from these organizations and wary of losing ad revenue, made a highly unusual decision. Without calling it a formal ban, they quietly pulled All in the Family from the schedule. For nearly a month, reruns and safer episodes aired instead while the network tried to ride out the storm. It was a clear sign that even the most progressive and successful shows were not immune to censorship when the stakes got too high. What makes this moment so significant isn't just the episode itself, but the reaction it provoked. For the first time, a major network seemed to draw a line even for a show that had built its reputation on crossing them. It revealed that while TV could challenge norms, there were still boundaries that even trailblazers like Norman Lear weren't supposed to cross, but Lear and his team didn't back down. Just a few weeks later, All in the Family returned with new episodes just as bold, just as unflinching, proving that they wouldn't be silenced by controversy. The Elevator Story is now considered a landmark moment in television history. It's studied in media and cultural studies for the way it handled race, class, and conflict in a confined setting, and it's still debated today. Was CBS right to pull the episode in the name of caution, or was it a failure to support the very conversations the show was meant to start? Either way, the incident revealed just how powerful television could be, not just as entertainment, but as a catalyst for real social reflection. All in the Family didn't just tell jokes, it forced people to think, to reflect, and sometimes to squirm. It opened up uncomfortable conversations that America was often too scared to have, and it did it in living rooms across the country. That courage is what made it unforgettable, and that controversial elevator ride remains one of its most daring and defining moments. So, what do you think? Did The Elevator Story go too far, or was CBS wrong to pull it from the air? Share your thoughts in the comments below, and if you're fascinated by the stories that shape television history, don't forget to like, subscribe,